morning, everyone. Today's my topic, spinal poison as well as asphyxiation poison. As we had discussed in the previously, that poison, it's a substance that may be a solid, liquid or gas which causes ill health or ill effect by coming in contact with the body or by causing local or systemic effect in the body, causing illness or death by constitutional or local effect or both. As we have discussed that poison has been classified into four main types: corrosive, irritant, systemic as well as miscellaneous. In the case of systemic, there are CNS poison, means the poison that affecting the central nervous system, in which that will be CNS depressant as well as CNS stimulant as well as CNS delirium poison. Another will be, in the case of systemic poison, that will be poison affecting the cardiovascular system and the cardiac poison that we had discussed previously. Today's topic, in the case of systemic poison, more important will be the spinal poison. What are the various poison available in this case? Spinal poison, most commonly Strychnos nux vomica. This is the main poison of the spinal, and another will be the peripheral nerve poison. It is known as curare. And lastly, we will discuss today about the asphyxiation poison. Now, what are the various spinal poison? Most, as I told you, it is a Strychnos nux vomica, also known as Cuchilla. And also there is a strychnine. It's an active principle. It is a powerful alkaloid that will be obtained from the seeds of Strychnos nux vomica. Evergreen tree native to Southeast Asia and several parts of India. It is a medium-sized tree, and the size of the leaf is about 5 cm into 8 cm. This is the fruit of the Strychnos nux vomica. It looks like there will be mango, but after ripe, it will be having the orange color. So looks like a orange, but it is not true. On examination, it will be particularly revealed Strychnos nux vomica having the various seeds. Fruit will be rounded, hard, slightly rough, glossy orange in appearance. Each fruit has about 3 to 5 seeds. And the seeds of the ripe fruit, that will be poisonous, and the powerful alkaloid that is present, it will be known as strychnine, and this will be present in the case of seeds. And this strychnine will be the active principle in this case will be the strychnine brucine, but in the case of strychnine, it will be 10 times more potent than the brucine. And another alkaloid, that will be loganin, that will be known as glucoside. These are the seeds of Strychnos nux vomica seeds, also known as strychnine, active principle. It is also known as dog bite. It is also known as Cuchilla. These are the seeds having the flat circular disc or the concave or convex seeds that will be grayish brown in color, approximately 6 mm in the thickness, and the shining surface, and covered with the radiating. There will be a silky fiber, very hard and the tough and odorless, but extremely bitter to the taste. When these seeds are eaten raw as a raw whole intact seeds, they have no any poison, because these are not digested by the gastric enzyme. But when it is crushed, and this crust, only the half crushed seed will be the fatal. Crushed seed will be well absorbed at all mucous membrane, taken up, and the muscle release in the circulation, or the destroy, release it from the liver, and the muscle produces convulsion on second or third day. Means after that will be affecting on the central spinal poison, it produces a convulsion, and convulsion also produced in the case of tetanus. So that's why its sign symptom is resemble like the tetanus. It is oxidized in the liver, excreted by the kidney very slowly, may found in the cadaver for the years. So that's why it is a poison that causes the delayed putrefaction. Mode of action, it is a competitive antagonist of inhibitory neurotransmitter glycine at the postsynaptic spinal cord neuron, that is the anterior horn cell. So this poison will be affecting the spinal cord, and having the anterior horn cell will be most affected. So there will be inhibitory neurotransmitter glycine that will be means there will be antagonism of inhibitory neurotransmitter glycine. So that's why there will be inhibition is prevented. And this inhibition is prevented. So that's why there is a whole excitation will be found in the body. That's why there will be a extension, mass extension will be seen over the body. So mostly, again, it will be asked in the NEET PG question that which horn cell it will be affected. So it will be affecting only the anterior horn cell. And that will be again post-synaptic spinal cord, not pre-synaptic. So post-synaptic anterior horn cell will be affected and that will be glycine will be inhibited. So that's why there is a result in the widespread release of excitation and stimulate it stimulate the cerebral cortex. So uncrushed seed have no poisonous effect, pass entirely in the GIT and it will be excreted in the feces. But crushed seed will be taken, effect will be started in the hour. If alkaloid is taken, symptom will be within the 5 to 10 minutes. That will be clinical features state that it is having the bitter taste in the mouth, sense of uneasiness, feeling of suffocation, fear, difficulty in the swallowing, increased muscle rigidity, muscle twitches, and the convulsion that will be clonic-tonic convulsion due to direct effect of alkaloid on the reflex center of the spinal cord, affecting all muscle at the same time. Face is sinus, giving angious looks. There will be prominent eyeball in the dilated pupil that will be seen. Contraction, the features that will be seen, contraction of the facial and the jaw muscle, it is known as rhizus sardonicus, in which corner of the mouth are drawn back and the mouth is covered with the froth. These are the features of the rhizus sardonicus, photographs of the rhizus sardonicus that will be found in the case of tetanus, that will be found in the case of Strychnos nux vomica poison. Convulsion that will be most marked will be the anti-gravity muscle. There will be another will be opisthotonus, in which body will be seen typically hyperextended, supported by the heel and the head only. So means there will be body will be extremely supported, extremely excitation. Only the head part and the heel part will be touching the ground. Whole body will be straightened away. So that leg will be adducted, extended, arm will be flexed over the chest, hand will be tightly clenched, head is bent backwards, and the whole body is assuming a bow-like position. Emprostotonus, due to spasm of abdominal muscle, there is a forward bending of the body. It will be known as emprostotonus, and the pleurostotonus, there will be sideways bending of the body will be seen. So these are the three main characteristics: opisthotonus, emprostotonus, and the pleurostotonus. Opisthotonus means bow-like position. Only head part and the heel part will be touching the ground. In the case of emprostotonus, there will be spasm of the abdominal muscle. So there will be a forward bending of the muscle will be seen. And the pleurostotonus, as pleura will be situated laterally. So that's why there is a lateral bending of the body will be seen. And that's why it is named as the pleurostotonus. So these are the three main found. So these are the known as opisthotonus, only head part and the heel part will be touching the ground. These are the pleurostotonus. Consciousness is not lost and the mind remains clear till the death. So the suffering is very severe as the patient is aware of the impending death. In between convulsion, muscle are completely relaxed. On even slightest impulse, another convulsion will be start. In the fatal cases, they succeed one another and the death usually occur due to after 4 to 5 convulsion. So immediately treatment will be started. In the case of non-fatal cases, interval between the convulsion is longer and the spasm will be less until entirely stop. Recovery takes place in the 1 to 2 days. Duration of the convulsion will be half to 2 minutes. So poisoning having the convulsion, and the convulsion also present in the case of tetanus. So what is the difference between the strychnine poisoning and the tetanus? In the case of strychnine poisoning, there is no such history of injury, while in the case of tetanus, there is a history of injury will be found. Onset in the case of strychnine poisoning will be sudden, but it will be started. In the case of injury, it will be gradual. There will be gradual increase of the convulsion will be started. Convulsion will be all muscle are affected, but in the case of tetanus, start from the lower jaw and not affected at the same time in the all muscle. Muscle condition between the convulsion, muscle are relaxed, but in which tetanus, there is a muscle will be strictly rigid condition that will be found. Fetal period about 1 to 2 hours, and in the case of tetanus, it will be about 24 hours, more than 24 hours. In the case of chemical analysis of viscera, we can found easily strychnine, but in the case of tetanus, no such poison will be found. Fetal dose, 1 crushed seed or half crushed seed. It will be contained about the 50 to 100 milligram of the strychnine. It will be the fetal dose in the fetal period, if not treated, 1 to 2 hours. Control of convulsion, first of all, most preventive measures should be taken first. Patient should be shifted in the dark room, as in the case of treatment of tetanus also. And the free from the noise as well as disturbances, we can start anticonvulsion, diazepam, lorazepam, the phenobarbital. If not successful, then give the general anesthesia. We can use by the giving the general anesthesia using the succinylcholine, curare, and the pancuronium. Secure the airway, use artificial ventilation, stomach wash with warm water and the KMNO4. So that's why whatever the amount that will be present in the stomach, it will be removed out. So further absorption will be the prevented. And another will be the symptomatic treatment. Postmortem appearance. In the case of this, if there is a death occur, rigor mortis appear early and but not necessarily prolonged. In the case of it will be inhibit the putrefaction also. There will be signs death occur. There will be death occur due to there will be respiratory arrest. So that's why sign of asphyxia will be found. Extravasation of the blood in the muscle sometimes will be found locally mucosa of the stomach and the duodenum congested may show ecchymosis. Hemorrhage may be seen under the peritoneal coat of the stomach and viscera will be the congested. Injection of suspected material into dorsal limb sac of the frog will produce a tetanic convulsion in few minutes if strychnine is present. It is a physiological test. Medical legal importance used mostly for the suicide. Suicide will be rarely because of there will be painful death. Accidental death will be more common. And sometimes it is used as a cattle poison as well as in the case of arrow poison. Peripheral nerve poison, spinal poison, strychnine nux vomica, peripheral nerve poison, curare. There will be found from the species of strychnos. There will be action is entirely peripheral and at the level of myoneural junction. It will be block the postsynaptic nicotinic acetylcholine receptor in the muscle. It will that's why lead to flaccid paralysis. So in the case of strychnine, there will be excitation that will be found. In the case of curare, that will be paralysis will be found. Not poison if it's allowed, absorbed through the wound, used as also in the case of arrow poison. Gradual paralysis of the limb followed by the paralysis of the respiratory muscle, and this respiratory muscle paralysis will lead to diaphragm paralysis. There will be inspiration, expiration will be inhibited and the respiratory arrest occur and there is a death occur. Large dose, there is a central action may produce muscle twitching and the convulsion followed by the unconsciousness and the death. Death occur due to asphyxia. Fetal dose will be the 60 milligram and fetal period will be about 1 to 2 hours. What we can give the treatment as there will be myoneural junction that will be inhibited. So to release this muscle contraction, there will be atropine that will be followed by the neostigmine and the artificial respiration should be started. These are the related with the spinal and the peripheral nerve poison curare. Now we will discuss regarding the asphyxiation. So what do you mean by asphyxiation? Means a poison that causes asphyxia. What is that asphyxia? It is a condition in which there is a deficient supply of oxygen to the body that arises from the abnormal breathing or the various other reason. Means whenever there is a deficient supply of oxygen to the tissue occur and the cell deprived of anoxia or hypoxia, this condition it is known as asphyxia. What are the various poison that will be causes the asphyxia? It is also known as asphyxiation. So first of all there will be irritant. Irritant means poison that causes the irritation of the respiratory mucosa and this irritation will lead to inflammation and this inflammation will lead to various disease complications and the person have a respiratory arrest. There will be asphyxiation gases that will be injure the respiratory tract, injure the lungs, and it causes the inflammation of respiratory tract as well as trachea as well as bronchi as well as there will be a inflammation of lung. So irritant will be smoke, irritant must be tear gas, ammonia, formaldehyde, chlorine, phosgene, sulfur dioxide and the nitric oxide. These are the various gases that will be known as the irritant and this irritant will be asphyxiation. So first of all, again I told you, irritant, these are the poison that causes the irritation of the mucosa of the respiratory tract as well as lead to inflammation of the lung, and this will be produces the death due to asphyxia. So irritant will be that will be smoke, either due to smoke, it will be due to tear gas, it will be due to ammonia, formaldehyde, chlorine, phosgene, sulfur dioxide and the nitric dioxide. Second one will be the chemical asphyxiation, that will be combined with the poison that combined with the hemoglobin. It will be known as chemical asphyxiation, or acting on the some tissue that will be preventing oxygen to reach the tissue. So in that case, there will be carbon monoxide, hydrogen sulfide, there will be carbon sulfide, arsine gases and the cyanide gases. So these are the various gases that will be combined with the hemoglobin, and oxyhemoglobin formation is prevented, and once the oxyhemoglobin formation is prevented, and this will lead to deficient supply of oxygen to the tissue. Third one will be the simple asphyxiation. These are the simple asphyxiation are the inert gases. Inert gases are those gases in which it will not causes much harm. Whenever there is oxygen is available, if sufficient oxygen is available, there is a death due to these gases. Means death due to simple gases, inert gases will be impossible. But once the oxygen is totally consumpted and only these gases are the present, then there will be respiratory difficulty will be present. So there are the inert gases, means in the presence of oxygen, their activity will be the decrease. But once the oxygen is decreased, their activity will be increased, and that's why it causes the asphyxia. So these are the inert gases which on high concentration act mechanically by excluding the oxygen. Once the patient should be shifted to the oxygen therapy, then this gases effect will be the decreased or minimized. Sign symptom appear when the concentration is more than 20 to 30% of inspired air. Death occur after slight exertion if less than 10% oxygen in the inspired air. There will be carbon dioxide, methane, helium, nitrogen as well as N2O. So as in the case of we are doing the respiration with taking the oxygen and exhausting the carbon dioxide, but it will be not much helpful, not much harmful carbon dioxide concentration. Once the oxygen is present, then the effect of carbon dioxide will be decreased. But once the oxygen is decreased, then these gases will be causing the asphyxia. And this asphyxia occur whenever their concentration will be about the 20 to 30%. Death occur after slight exertion if less than 10% O2 in the inspired air. Means oxygen concentration will be less than 10%, then these gases will be activated and it produces the asphyxia. So again, that will be carbon dioxide, methane, helium, nitrogen and the nitric oxide. So these are the simple asphyxiation, also known as inert gases. Fourth one will be the volatile drugs that will be act after absorption into blood, either as an anesthetic or toxic to the liver, kidney or any organ. That will be hydrocarbon, aliphatic, aromatic or the halogenated hydrocarbon. Systemic poison will be the insecticide, arsine and the strychnine. So these are the various gases that will be produced in the asphyxia, and due to this, that's why it is known as asphyxiation. We will not discuss whole asphyxiation, but mostly important carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide and the cyanide we will discuss today. Brief about the individual gases. Carbon monoxide, it is a colorless, odorless, non-irritant, insoluble in water, alcohol, insoluble in water as well as insoluble in alcohol. It burns with the blue flame. Whenever we saw the flame and it having the blue flame, we can say that will be the carbon monoxide is generated. It is a product of incomplete combustion of carbon. It has a 240 times affinity with the hemoglobin as compared with the oxygen. Why it produces the effect? Because in the case of oxygen that combined with the hemoglobin, it produces a combination known as oxyhemoglobin. But when these gases are present, carbon monoxide, then carbon monoxide has a more affinity towards the binding with the hemoglobin, around 240 times having the more affinity. That's why there is a combination that will be created, carboxyhemoglobin. It will be unstable compound and it will be causes the decreased availability of the oxygen to the tissue, and that's why there is asphyxia is produces. It is a chemical asphyxiation and it is a 240 times having the 240 times affinity with the hemoglobin as compared with the oxygen to form carboxyhemoglobin. What are the various sources of the carbon monoxide? There is a coal gas, smoke from the fire, fumes from the defective heating appliance, furnace, stove, oil lamps, water heaters. Then there will be explosion of the mines, exhaust fume of the internal combustion engine, and the motor car having the exhaust gas having about the 1 to 7% of the carbon monoxide, and make the small garage poisonous within the 5 to 10 minutes. Diesel engine that will be produces far less carbon monoxide than the petrol engine. During hemoglobin catabolism, 0.4 to 0.7% of the carboxyhemoglobin is produced within the body. In hemolytic anemia, this combination will be the increased carboxyhemoglobin will be male reach about the 8%. Mechanism of action, as I told you, readily absorbed across alveolus and combined with the hemoglobin, 200 to 300 times more affinity for the hemoglobin than the oxygen. This displaces the oxygen from the hemoglobin and oxyhemoglobin formation is prevented, and carbon monoxide bind with the hemoglobin, carboxyhemoglobin combination. It will be stable compound and death occur due to anemic anoxia. Potent cellular toxin, by binding to the hemoglobin and myoglobin, it will be blocking the cytochrome A3 and cytochrome P450, and intercellular respiration will be the inhibited. Carboxyhemoglobin interfere with the release of oxygen from the little oxyhemoglobin that will be remain. After somatic death, the cell will be continue to extract the oxygen from the oxyhemoglobin at a peripheral capillary, and that's why there is a reduced hemoglobin concentration will be increased, and that's why there is the blue staining that will be found. In carboxyhemoglobin, poisoning cell cannot break carboxyhemoglobin and cannot extract oxygen. Hence, for this reason, blood under the skin and tissue will be the cherry red color. Because of, rather than oxyhemoglobin, carboxyhemoglobin will be having the cherry red color. So, tissue will be stained with the carboxyhemoglobin, and that's why tissue will be the cherry red color. About 15% of carbon monoxide in the extracellular tissue combined with the myoglobin as well as hemoprotein. So, again, another combination, carboxy myoglobin concentration will be also increased. How it will be eliminated? Half-life of carbon monoxide at room temperature is about 4 to 5 hours. Whatever the concentration that will be available, after 4 to 5 hours, it will be less than 50%. Reduced by the, whenever we give the 100% O2, it will be further decreases. It is not metabolized, not lost to the screen, perspiration, bile, urine and the feces. It is not absorbed by the body after the death, and it is eliminated only through the lungs. What are the various signs symptoms? As I told you, carboxyhemoglobin that will be formed, there is oxygen supply to the tissue will be inhibited, and the most sensitive tissue will be brain. Brain will be such showing the asphyxia changes, anoxia changes. So that's why there will be CNS damage, hemiplegia, monoplegia, impairment of the higher function, intellectual and the personality will be affected, cerebral damage, Parkinsonism, cerebral atrophy that will be found, and there will be skin sore, bullous lesion due to skin hypoxia localized to external pressure and saturation to cause the death. Physical activity during exposure, it will be causes increase in the saturation rate, and that will causes the not such effect of the carboxyhemoglobin. But person having the decreased physical activity, they may suffer of the limited carboxyhemoglobin concentration also. So again, carboxyhemoglobin concentration, increased carboxyhemoglobin concentration, it will cause the bullous lesion. Means there is a blister formation in the body. So blister formation in the body, that will be mainly poison that causes the blister formation. It is one of the barbiturate, and second one will be the carbon monoxide. Symptom progress with the rise of saturation of the carbon monoxide in the blood. There will be regression of the symptom roughly correspond to the clearance of the carbon monoxide. जैसे जैसे blood से carbon monoxide निकल जाएगा, that will be patient will be having the less symptom. Damage caused by the carbon monoxide poisoning is mainly due to suboxia and CNS changes. It will be such irreversible monoplegia, hemiplegia, impairment of intellectual function, personality will be changed, cerebellar damage, severe Parkinsonism may occur and may be delayed by the several weeks after apparent therapy. Isolated bullous lesion with thick cellular fluid due to inflammatory reaction in the surrounding skin localized by the external pressure and are due to tissue hypoxia. There will be rarely involving the finger as well as toe. So first of all, there will be person having the headache, then they will be feeling the nauseated, dizziness, and person having the difficulty in their respiration, breathlessness. More the concentration increase, it will be causing the breathlessness. Person may sudden collapse occur and it will lose the consciousness. So these are the 6 categories of the carbon monoxide poisoning. What is important? Saturation is required to cause the death, varies with the age and the health. Deaths usually occur when the 80% of hemoglobin that is saturated with the carbon monoxide. Senility, coexistent respiratory disease, पहले से उसको कुछ अस्थमा, COPD ऐसी कुछ भी तकलीफ है, then this person will be more suffer due to even the low carbon monoxide concentration. So there will be senility, means the person having the old age, carboxy, there will be existing respiratory or circulatory disease, anemia in association with the CNS depression drug like the barbiturate, alcohol, that will be causing the decrease in the lethal saturation of the carboxyhemoglobin, and death can occur as well as in the case of 30% saturation also. Carbon monoxide can cause the maternal blood to the fetal blood and may cause the intrauterine death of the fetus also, even though the mother will be survival. Rate of the carbon monoxide combining with the hemoglobin varies with the atmospheric concentration and rate of respiratory exchange. Physical activity increase the rate of saturation. Children saturate their blood more rapidly than the adult because of their rapid rate of respiratory exchange. Delayed poisoning, there will be atrial fibrillation, there will be AV block, blood-brain barriers damage, there will be abnormal left ventricular function, decreased cognitive activity, mental retardation, psychosis, there will be Parkinsonism may occur and the incontinence will be observed. Delayed death, coma will be accompanied by the degenerative changes in the brain and the capillary. There is a wide range of symptoms that will be known as, it causes the blindness to the decerebrate rigidity also. Effect of different concentration, if there is a 0.01 concentration, then there will be upper limit 0.2% of the carbon monoxide, then there is a death occur after 4 hours, 0.4% death occur after 1 hour, 10% of the carbon monoxide, it will cause the death within the 20 to 30 minutes. What we will give treatment? Mostly fresh air and symptomatic treatment. If the conscious and the breathing, then the treatment normal, then the treatment is just observation. Any patient with the carboxyhemoglobin level more than 25%, hyperbaric oxygen mixed with the carbon dioxide, 40 to 50% carbon monoxide is eliminated in the non-fatal cases in the half hour, thereafter 15% per hour. With high degree of poisoning, artificial respiration and the pure oxygen, gastric lavage, complete bed rest for at least 48 hours, avoid the stimulant drug as well as carbon dioxide drug. Postmortem appearance will be the cherry red color of the skin, mucous membrane, area of the hypostasis, blood, tissue, internal organ will be the cherry red color. There is a blood, fluid and a hyperemia, serous effusion, fine sores may be seen at the mouth. There will be muscle necrosis and anoxic skin bleb will be found. These are the postmortem lividity that will be found. It will be this characteristic cherry red color. Lung will be congested, edema, bronchopneumonic consolidation, necrobiosis of the heart muscle, pleural hemorrhage as well as pericardial hemorrhage. Brain will be showing the bilateral symmetrical and lenticular necrosis and the hemorrhage in the white area. Blood, we can do the test, blood, suspected blood mixed with the hemoglobin water. Then there will be pink color that will be produces. And this pink color mixed with the tannic acid, it will be produces the cherry red color. If there is no such pink color, further tannic acid will be read. If there is a brown color, then this shows that there is no such carbon monoxide hemoglobin, carboxyhemoglobin, it is oxyhemoglobin. We can also test by the spectrophotometry. Carbon monoxide will be persist for many weeks after the death, detected even after embalming and the prolonged burial. These are the tests will be that we will discuss. This test will be known as Kunkel's test. Okay, and another will be few drop of blood added to the solution of the 10% NOH and the carboxyhemoglobin. If there is a present, it produces pink color and it is known as Hopper-Saylor test. If there is a death occurred due to vapor, Means what precaution will be taken during the postmortem examination? At least 10 ml of hard blood will be collected prior to autopsy. Carbon monoxide little tendency to float, so it will be having the stable compound. Cells tend to separate from the plasma. Since carbon monoxide is contained in the cell, care should be taken in getting the sample tightly sealed in the airtight gas-light container. Blood need not be kept under oil because carboxyhemoglobin is the stable compound. That will be, if sufficient blood not obtained, then the spleen or muscle should be sent for the species of the lung. It will be tightly sealed and refrigerated. In the badly burnt body, carbon monoxide can be detected in the serosanguinous fluid also. Another extraction gas we will discuss today about the carbon dioxide. It is a heavy, colorless, sweet odor, and the mostly found in the case of manhole, well, caves, cellars, in which there is a less oxygen is available, so carbon dioxide will be the present. It is a simple extraction, inert gases. In the 30% concentration, there is no such noticeable sign symptom. In 40%, it will be causing the dyspnea as well as discomfort. In the 50%, person having the difficulty in breathing will be started. Chest tightness in the chest, fullness in the head. There will be loss of muscle power, ringing ear. In the 60 to 80%, the person having the immediate unconsciousness with or without convulsion, causing the immediate death. Treatment will be artificial respiration and the oxygen inhalation will be given. Hydrogen sulfide. These are the decomposing organic material, and person having, if there is a death occurred due to this poisoning, person having the rotten egg smell of these gases will be found. It will be also colorless, mostly sewage, cesspool, private vault, tannery. This gas will be found. In the case of dilution, long sleepy death, big concentration cough, nausea, giddiness, labor breathing, heart irregular, cyanosis of the face, conjunctivitis, lacrimation, photophobia, muscle weakness, prostration, delirium, convulsion, coma, and the death occur. High concentration, there will be respiratory center paralysis. Treatment will be the fresh air, artificial respiration with oxygen inhalation. Postmortem appearance, mostly sign of asphyxia will be found. Methyl isocyanate, it will be sweety smell and the liquid at 27 degree, boil at 37 degree centigrade. It is highly volatile, react with the water and mostly used for the pesticide manufacturing. Methyl isocyanate. Plastic industry, it is also act as an irritant to the skin, eye, mucous membrane. There will be pulmonary edema is causes and the fibrotic alveolitis will be produces. Hydrocyanic acid, hydrogen cyanide. It is a solution of the hydrocyanic acid in the water, 2% or the 4%. It inhibits the axon and it causes a mostly enzyme, cytochrome oxidase enzyme will be the inhibited and inhibit the action of cytochrome oxidase, and this cytochrome oxidase will be useful for the mitochondrial respiration, and this will be the inhibited and prevent ATP formation. It also reduces the O2 carrying capacity. And amygdalin, which is hydrolyzed to hydrogen cyanide, is present in the seeds of apple, peach, plum, apricot, cherry, and the almond. Mechanism of action: it produces histotoxic cellular hypoxia by binding to the ferric ion in the electron transport system. It binds to the cytochrome oxidase system, inhibiting electron transport. Consequently, that's why there is no such ATP will be generated, and this result in the reduced cellular utilization of oxygen. Person having headache, nausea, vertigo, odor of almond in the breath, tachypnea, respiratory depression occur, and there will be death occur, collapse, perspiration, bulla, acidosis, and the death occur due to respiratory failure. Fatal dose will be 50 to 60 milligram of pure acid, pure hydrocyanic acid will be the 50 to 60%, and the fatal period will be the 2 to 10%. Treatment: in the case of cytochrome oxidase, we can give the methylene blue. So there will be methemoglobin formation will be exaggerated. So we can also give the sodium nitrate, and this combined with the hemoglobin produces methemoglobin, and this methemoglobin present it bind with the cyanide in the blood produces cyanomethemoglobin, and this will be the non-toxic compound. Due to excretion of the cyanomethemoglobin, we can also have to give sodium thiosulfate, and there is a thiocyanate combination that will be formed, and this thiocyanate will be easily excreted via the lung or the kidney. We can, most specific antidote will be the amyl nitrate, 0.5 cc, 0.3 milligram sodium nitrate in 10 ml of sterile water, 25 gram of sodium thiosulfate in the 15% solution. Vitamin B12 also should be given. Chelating therapy will be EDTA, stomach wash with the sodium bicarbonate and the ferrous and the ferric chloride. Airway should be clear and the ventilated, and the symptomatic treatment should be given. These are all related with the spinal poison as well as asphyxiant poison. Thank you. Thank you very much.